Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So as some of you may know, I took a 2-week social media break, and for the first week of that break I went on vacation to Medora. So in this video I'll take you along on my vacation and show you where I went and what I did. On day 1 we drove from Canada into the States and we stayed in Minot for one night. It was just such a beautiful drive there and such beautiful scenery. On the way to Minot, we of course had to stop at Tractor Supply, and in Minot we stopped at Hobby Lobby. So the next day we drove out of Minot and we were headed to Medora, and we saw a bunch of these really cool wind turbines on the way. It's cool because I've never really seen a lot of those. And I also saw a broken one. We also crossed over this huge bridge, which was pretty cool, and it was such a beautiful view of the water there. On our way to Medora, we stopped at this sculpture, I think it's called. It's part of the Enchanted Highway. So the Enchanted Highway is just a stretch of highway that has a whole bunch of sculptures like this with different themes. And at the end, there's a little town with a souvenir shop and a large sculpture there. As you can see, this one is pretty huge, and you can see my brother standing next to it for reference. So as we were getting closer to Medora, we noticed that there was a lot more mountainous terrain and a lot more trees and buttes. It was just such a cool landscape. When we arrived in Medora, we thought it was such a cute little town. Its population is only about 130 in the off-season, which I think is really crazy. And then we drove into the campground where we were camping, and it was such a cool line of trees on the road there. This was our camping setup, and this was the really nice area behind our campsite, which was really cool. On day 3, we did lots of shopping. We went to this really cool tack store. And they had so many boots, it was crazy. They also had some saddlebags and a western saddle. And then we found my literal dream store. They had so many briars there and collecta as well. I did end up getting some things from there, which I will show you later. We also went in another gift shop that had some schleich there. Then we drove up a butte that was near our campsite to go to this event called the Pitchfork Steak Fondue, which is basically where they dip steaks into hot oil with pitchforks. It was pretty interesting, and we had a good meal there, and there was beautiful views everywhere. I thought that the sign was super cool too, and down there you can see the set of the Medora musical, which we got to see the next day. So to start off the day, we went to the Theodore Roosevelt National Park Museum and Visitor Center. There's a bunch of cool things there about Theodore Roosevelt, what he did during his time in Medora, and how that affected his life and his time as president. We also got to see a cabin that he built himself, which was very interesting to see. And even some of the artifacts in the cabin were actually his. What really upset me though was all the graffiti outside of the cabin. People have carved their initials all over the walls, and it just really upset me. It's just crazy to me that people would do this to a historical site, but I guess some just honestly don't care. On a lighter note, this is what I got from the store I went to earlier. I got a bunch of stablemates that I've been wanting, and I found these individual ones that I've never seen before, so I was glad to have gotten them. I also saw these notepads made out of horse poop. And then we went to the Medora musical, but unfortunately I wasn't able to get any videos of it. Since we went to the Theodore Roosevelt National Park Visitor Center yesterday, we went into the actual park the next day, and we saw a whole bunch of cute little prairie dogs. We walked on a few trails there, and the views were just absolutely stunning. After we got back from the park, we went to some more stores and I found some Safari LTD horses, but I didn't buy any because my bank account had suffered enough damage already. I also saw some horses that were hitched to a wagon and I recorded it for some reason. The next day we were on the road back to Minot, and on the way we drove down to the Enchanted Highway that I was talking about earlier, and we saw all of those sculptures and went to the town. We stayed in Minot for 2 nights, so the next day we went shopping, we went to Tractor Supply, and I took a video of this foal because I thought it looked weird. There was one of the new 2024 horses in there, and then this horse with a weirdly bent leg out. It looked so funny, so I had to take a video of it. And then I saw this really nice magazine, and it had some Breyer stuff in it, which is cool. I did buy this Schleich horse that I'm planning on using for a repaint, possibly. We also went to Hobby Lobby and I saw these really cool miniature house kits. And then the next day we drove back home. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed seeing what I did on my vacation. Please don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. I do have a few new videos coming up, so look out for those. And I will hopefully see you in my next video. Bye!